Hey guys, so today we're checking out the power heated towing mirrors with the smoke turn signal in black, fitting all 2009 to 2018 Ram 1500s. So if you did not get towing mirrors right out of the factory and you're looking for the benefits that they offer, this is going to be a great set to take a look into. Now these will be great for anybody who is planning on doing any towing or just needs some visibility for what they are already towing with a new set of towing mirrors. Now this is going to offer a lot more visibility when it comes to the mirror itself, considering that this will add a small convex mirror for a wider angle for better visibility behind your truck, and then you're going to have that standard mirror there that is going to be for standard driving applications. Not only are the mirrors going to be different, the actual mirrors on the housing itself, but this is going to be a little bit longer than the factory one and will flip up, which will give you even more visibility than your factory mirrors. Now this is also going to come with a smoke turn signal, giving you a little bit of a stealthy look, and an added feature if you didn't get smoke turn signals or turn signals at all out of the factory. And this is also going to have a puddle light down at the bottom. Now what I will say is that this will carry over all of the factory features that your truck has to offer. So if you do have the powered and the heated mirrors, this is going to transfer over all of those features. But if you do not have the turn signal or the puddle light right out of the factory, there's a plug that you'll see me plug it into in just a minute when we get to the install. But you will have to take your truck to the dealer in order to flash the module in order to gain those features, but it is plug and play, no additional wiring is needed, which I personally really like out of this kit. Now overall, this is going to add a lot of function and even a little bit of style to the front end or the side of your Ram, and they are going to be affordable at that. So these are going to come in at roughly $250, which in my opinion is a pretty affordable price for tow mirrors, and what these have to offer, I think that that's a great price. Now in comparison to some other options available on the page, some of their choices may not come with all the features that you see here. They may not include the puddle light or the turn signal at all. They may not include a smoke turn signal, as where this is going to give you a sleeker look than just an amber turn signal. Or if they are a little bit more expensive, they may have some additional features or a different finish, as where this is black. Some of their more expensive choices may have chrome caps or fully chrome mirrors. Now, my personal opinion, I think if you're not looking to necessarily go overboard with the features, you're looking for something that's going to offer some standard features and some additional features for your truck while getting a lot of functionality and a sleek look for your Ram, then these are going to be a great choice. Now when it comes to install, I'm going to give this a pretty easy 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. Like I said, there's no additional wiring needed for this. We will have to take off the door card, which can get a little lengthy. However, everything is very easy to do with some very basic hand tools. So speaking of the install, let's jump into that now. The tools that I used for this install were an impact wrench, a 1/4-inch drive ratchet, a Phillips head screwdriver, a soft pry tool, a 10mm socket, and a T20 Torx socket. Our first step to this install is to start with the door open, and then we can take off the trim piece to expose the 3 studs that are holding on our mirror. So in order to take this trim piece off, I'm going to use the soft pry tool. Just wiggle it behind that trim piece and pull back. And then this will expose the couple of bolts that we need to remove. So now that we've taken off that trim piece and exposed our hardware, we're going to leave that alone for the time being because we need to expose this wiring harness. We need to disconnect this in order to take off the mirror, and we'll need to plug in our new wiring harness as well. So what I'm going to do is take a T20 Torx and start to remove the hardware that's holding on our door card or our door panel here. So there's a couple of bolts on the inside and the outside of the door card. I'm going to take that T20 Torx and we can start to remove that. And we'll be able to pull this away from the door. Next, we can start to remove the ones on the outside. Now, if it's not popping out, what you can do is just grab that soft pry tool. These screws are going into clips, so once the screw's out, then you can take the clip itself out. There's going to be 2 on this side, and then 2 on the bottom. Next, we can remove this small trim piece on the inside of our door handle here. This is going to expose a bolt that we need to remove. Just going to pop that out of place, put that to the side. Then we can use a Phillips head screwdriver You can remove that bolt or screw. And then once that is removed, what we can do is start to pry on our door card and move it out of the way so we can access our wiring harness. So it might be easiest to start from the bottom. And then what we can do is maneuver this out of the way, kind of maneuver this up and off. Now there is going to be a wiring harness that's connected to the door for the window controls. So what you can either do is pop this in or out and disconnect the harness for the time being. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. Next, we can disconnect the wiring harness that's attached to our mirror. So if we follow this down from the mirror, we can just press down on that tab and pull back. Then we can wiggle this connection out of place. Now this is freed up so we can remove the 3 nuts that are holding on our mirror. So I'm gonna take a 10mm socket. We can remove the hardware that's holding on our mirror. Now for that 3rd piece of hardware, you wanna make sure that you have a grip on your mirror because it will come off. And then once that's off, what we can do is maneuver this out of place. And our mirror is fully disconnected. So before we hop into the install, I did want to step down and tell you guys a little bit more about this new tow mirror sitting next to our factory one and show you some of the similarities and differences while they're sitting on the table next to each other. Now starting off, as you can see, this tow mirror is going to offer a lot more just at face value in comparison to our factory mirror. Now our factory mirror doesn't really have that many features besides the features that come in this wiring harness, including the powered movement as well as the heating element inside the mirror itself, but we're not really getting any length with this mirror. We're not going to get any towing features with this mirror or any lighting, and that's where this one comes into play. It is going to be a big upgrade. Now these are going to have the same look as far as the trim is concerned, but this is going to be a lot bigger and it is going to be a lot more stylish with the smoke turn signal over on the side, and we're also going to have a puddle light down at the bottom. This is also going to have a towing mirror setup as far as the mirror itself on the front. It's going to be split into a smaller convex mirror, giving you a wider angle, seeing what's behind your truck, and then a standard mirror for your standard driving applications. Now the arm here is going to be a lot longer than our factory arm, giving you a little bit more distance, and the mirror itself will flip up, giving you some more distance and more visibility while you're driving around and towing things with your Ram. Now this is also again going to come with the additional lighting, so it does come with additional features that you'll see in just a second. So again, this is going to be a big upgrade. You will be keeping the factory heating element as well as the factory power controls for the mirror as well. So overall, this is going to be a big upgrade. So what do you say we go ahead and install it on our Ram? Now that we're back over at the truck, what we can do is take our new mirror, take our wiring harness and feed it through. Once that's through, we can line up our studs and our clip. We can take our new hardware and thread that into place. And then we can tighten that up with a 10mm socket. Next, we can take our new wiring harness, plug in our black connector where our old black connector was, and our new white connector right underneath that. There should be an open space if you do not have this feature from the factory, or do not have a plug there from the factory. If you do, you would originally take out 2 plugs there. But once that's plugged in, we can grab our door card and reinstall it. What we can do now is grab our door card, making sure that our wires for our window unit is through. Then we can hook this onto our door lock first. So once that's hooked into the door lock, what it'll do is hook into the top here, and we can just give it a good press into place. Right. Now once everything's lined up, we can reinstall these screws and clips around the edge. Once those are in place, what we can do is take our Phillips head bolt and screw that back into place behind our door handle. Next, we can take the panel for our door handle and slide that back into place, reinstalling that Phillips head screw with our Phillips head screwdriver. Once that's tightened down, we can reinstall that little trim piece that covers that up. Then we can grab our wires that we poked through for our window control unit, plug those back into place. Pop this back into the door card. And then last but not least, we can install the trim. Last but not least, we can install our trim up at the top by lining up our clips and just pressing it in place. After everything's back together, then we can repeat that process on the other side and you're all set to go. So that is going to wrap it up for my review and install. Make sure you like and subscribe for more videos and products just like this, and always keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.